tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Marlene
Forget that
Cosenza.
thing. Not even there.
Okay, I'm Marlene Cosenza. I'm the reading specialist at Hamilton School. I have been at Hamilton School my entire career, which has spanned over 25 years.
Oh, that's great.
Same building. I love it. It's my second home. And I was a special ed teacher for over 20 years.
Okay.
And I feel as though that was a highlight of my life.
Have you always been in Hamilton?
Yes. And I was in self-contained in the beginning and moved along resource room, pretty much every classroom
Right.
experience you could have, inclusion. We have it all, and we've had it all. I really admired the reading specialists here, and I just really wanted this job. I still do intervention. I still have small groups, so there's a lot of similarities. And I'm also a good data tracker, so I'm able to use that data to inform instruction.
Right, to help follow
It's
how the
pretty
kids
much the special ed way, and of course in the general classrooms as well.
Right.
I love my job. I do something different every day.
It's great, isn't it?
It's never boring.
I know. We get to go to school for a living, right? It's
Exactly.
Crazy. So you mentioned the reading specialist that was here, I guess, when you first started, and
Yes.
or how are the
We-
positions similar, and how are they different now? Has it changed much?
I think
or-
there's more technology involved,
Okay.
but otherwise, it's the heart of everything else. I mean, there's nothing like going in and discussing a book with a child, or even I do a lot of assessment now, which is probably a lot more than we used to do. But the children are really eager to show what they've learned in the classroom, so it really is a pleasure.
Yeah, and unlocking reading is like the best thing in the world, right?
It's amazing. And the kindergartners come in so smart. I can't even, over the years, it's just amazing what they retain and what they learn in a year. From the beginning to the end of the year, it's just an amazing amount of progress.
It's very different kindergarten students today compared to when I was a kindergarten student.
Exactly.
When you were a kindergarten student.
When I was, definitely.
Right? I think
Yes.
that there's we ask a lot more of them academically now, and they rise to it.
They do. They rise to the
And,
challenge.
If anything, we forget their kids sometimes. We need to let them play a little more.
Right.
That's another story.
Exactly.
Right? But yeah, it's amazing.
But we have fun with letters. We use
Yeah.
a lot of manipulatives and letter tiles and sand, and I use shaving cream, and they just love that. I mean,
Yeah.
anything I can do to make it more hands-on.
Yeah,
And
enjoyable.
they really do enjoy it, and I'm so proud of them by the end of the year. And
Right.
I'll ask them, "Are you proud of yourself?" And they just, they just light up. I mean, they don't hide their feelings.
that's
To
awesome.
use Nearpod for my lessons.
Okay.
And the kids find that, the older kids
That's a new one for
especially.
me,
Your
Nearpod.
pod is awesome. It's a immediate feedback. My iPad is giving immediate feedback. I'm watching them take the quizzes, watching the videos,
Oh, cool.
responding with short answers, and I can track them all the way. I see where they are, what they're doing, and then we get the results immediately. And I'm able to share with the students so they get a chance to reflect as well on how they're learning, if we need more practice. So it's just real time, immediate feedback, and they love it. And I try to make some myself, and some I use if I can find one that's already made. But
Yeah.
the ones I make myself, I really enjoy them because I'll pull in my own videos and quiz little questions here and there. You can do a poll. You can do it's an amazing tool for the classroom.
That's a great
And they never
example.
tire of it.
Yeah, it's a great example of technology
Exactly.
making it, enhancing that lesson and
Exactly.
giving you an opportunity to do something that would be almost impossible without it. So
Right.
that's really great. What would you say your favorite part of being a reading specialist, and then what is your favorite part of Hamilton School?
My favorite part of being a reading specialist is still using the skills that I had from special ed, but this time I'm able to do it in smaller time periods, so I get to see more children in a day, and I also get varying roles. Sometimes I'm doing RTI, sometimes it's basic skills. I enjoy that variety, and I enjoy the challenge because every child I see is individual, and I have to figure out, using the data, how to come up with a plan that will help them bridge that gap.
That's
You know,
great.
you
So
have
you
to
have a
go as
bigger
fast as
impact.
you can, and I can't take a really long time. It has to be very
Concise.
research based,
To- right.
and it has to be something where I can track it.
Neat.
So yeah, it's really it's an interesting job to have, and Hamilton School is just like my family. There's nothing.
When you think
I
of
can say.
Hamilton, you smile.
It,
Do you
it's
know
just
that?
my family.
It's
I just
awesome.
love it here.
Yeah.
It is my family, and you know, sometimes we don't agree, and sometimes we do, but we're all family in the end. And I really love this building, and I love the size of the building. It's not too big. It's not too small. The principal, Mr. Moskowitz, knows everybody's name, and that to me is amazing. And other teachers know students that aren't their particular students for that year. It's like a village. We watch them from the minute they come in until when they leave, and you know, we shed a couple of tears when they go, but
absolutely.
we are a family, and I really do sincerely believe that.
If you could change one thing in order to enhance or improve the learning environment for your students, it can be as big and crazy as you want. Just if there was one thing, you had a magic wand, or you had you could just final say. You could just say, I want to do this because it's going to make learning better for the kids. What would it be?
I would probably find more time to have them read and explore some of their own interests that may or may not be curriculum related. When I was a special ed teacher, we would always do a theme related kind of, it was always usually based on science or social studies in the curriculum, but we would go with it for language arts and math, and we'd have food, and we'd do all the related arts. We'd have music and food and games depending on what topic. For instance, colonial days, we could go on forever. We read based on that. We did research, and we presented to the school, and these were kids who were struggling readers, but it could be done. It takes time. It takes a little bit of creative freedom, which I really would like to see more, because there's a lot of red tape getting to that creativity. This is a creative job.
No, but I hear you.
And I truly try to slip that in, but I really would like to have more time for creative activities.
2 questions left. That's it. No biggie. All right.
Okay.
You can't say teaching, but I want to know, what are you really passionate about outside of teaching and learning? What do you like to do in your spare time that just makes you feel happy?
Well, playing with my grandchildren, that's obvious. I have 4, so I adore them. That is pretty much my life. Other thing I like to do is I like professional development opportunities, which is kind of maybe that T word,
I'll let you put that in there.
but
sure,
I do.
'cause that's learning.
Yes, and I am a lifelong learner. I was a non-traditional student. I had children when I started.
Okay.
It wasn't easy, but I love learning. I've been ever so grateful for every opportunity that this district has given me to increase my skills and my knowledge.
Sounds like you've made the best of it.
And I'm going to the West Jersey Reading Council Conference. I'm
Okay.
going to a bus trip to Columbia University, and I'm studying online for Acadian's Learning Assessment.
That's great.
So I try to keep myself up to date as much as I can, and I'll go to the Teachers Convention as well.
That's great.
So the opportunities here are amazing, and finding things outside of the school as well.
Yeah. Well, you're a great role model.
I love what I do. I really do.
To be, constantly trying to learn new things and better. I said 2 questions. It's going to be more. Over the years, I'm sure you've seen different approaches as a reading specialist to help kids that are struggling. There's Wilson. You could name a lot more than I could. is there a technique or a particular method that you feel works really well, or is there, is there one method that sort of works really well, or do you have to tap into all of your little tricks and different methods?
Well, basically for decoding purposes, Orton-Gillingham approach, we have started out, well, when I graduated, we were learning about whole language. Okay, so when I came here, I seemed to feel as though there was a hole there, like we needed something to teach decoding. As we evolved, we did have some programs prior, but basically Orton-Gillingham approach, we had Wilson. Wilson worked very well. We have Spire, we have, my favorite is Foundations, and that's what we use.
That's a good one.
From K to 2, and it's just a wonderful program.
Yeah.
And it is just everything you can make it with. It's just so visual and auditory, and it uses all the senses, and there's games, and I just love every aspect of it.
That's great.
And of course, for comprehension, we've been using close reading, and that I've seen a lot of amazing things where the children are going back and rereading the text and digging deeper each time for meaning, and that really has worked. And using markers and using notability and highlighting and just doing all of those things that make it not passive learning and more active learning.
If there was one thing you would want your new superintendent to know about Voorhees or Voorhees schools, what would it be?
That we're a diverse group, and we respect each other. The children will help each other. They're good people. The teachers are wonderful. They're here late at night working on their plans, doing things on the weekend everyone here is working to make this the best school we can. And then we have a group of parents who also are here quite a bit, pitching in. I think the community,
met one,
aren't they wonderful?
and she is here doing this student, I guess, bookstore or student store.
Yes, the school store.
And she said that her kids have long been out of the school, but she still comes
Isn't
back
that
to volunteer.
something?
And I think that is kind
It's
of
a
what you're
testament
getting at.
to what
Yeah.
this is like, and I do think
It's very special.
our principal is phenomenal about making sure that we're all cared for and that we care for each other. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be part of it. And again, I appreciate all that you do for kids.